Hello all, welcome back to Ambari Cloud Open Lakehouse 108 Recipes book. In this video, I'm going to walk through how to build EC2 instance for our practice and then how to build AMI from it. Okay, so first here, we're gonna create a key value pair. Let's log into our EC2 AWS. Okay, click on EC2. So now walk through here, and then you will see instances, images, and network security and key pair. Click on the key pair and then create key pair, use some name. Okay, I'm going to give Ambari 108. And then here, if you're using Unix shell like a Mac, then use PEM file, but if you have a Windows, then use PuTTY. Then here we're going to use create a key pair. Then it's going to download to your machine. Okay, good. Next, and then go to your local machine. Then then if you see here, then change mode and change mode 400. Make sure that it is read only. Okay. Body. Okay. And then now if you see here, it's just read only here. Okay. We need to make sure that. Okay. Next, we're gonna set up the security groups. So here, security group, and then, create a security group. Then you're going to call, Ambari 108. So what is the security group does is basically when you launch a EC2 instance, we need to open the ports. So that way then we can log in SSH and then do a 8080 or any whatever port required for your web application. So that's the reason we need to set up a security group. So if you don't have a security group ever EC2 instance, then you can't log in, even if you have login ID, and because ports are not open. So click on add rule, and then we're gonna select SSH, which is required. And then here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna use anywhere IP4. What does that mean is you can log into this AWS EC2 instance once you attach these rules, and you can log in from any laptop. Now, if you have your company generally restricts whatever the IP address range. So if you look at here, it is not recommended having open, but this is our practice, so we are fine on that. So what that means is if you have a PEM file with you, you can log in to your EC2 instance, whichever has its security group from any laptop. Okay, then add 80. Okay, and then we're gonna use anywhere, then add one more rule, then we're gonna use 8080 again anywhere, then we're gonna add one more rule. Let's go back to our document here, and 88, so 4 8s. Okay, 88 88, and then anywhere. And so I suggest you practice, put your laptop IP address and then try it from other laptop. So are you able to access that? Yeah, you won't. So yeah, you have to give your secure IP address range. Okay, so once you're done, create a security group. And of course, I need to give some description, Ambari class. Okay, so then you select your VPC. In the previous video, we learned about how to create a VPC. And that's about it. Then you create a security group. Okay. And so let's go back to here. We created a PEM file. We created a security group. And then we're going to create a EC2 instance. Okay. So click on instances, launch instance. Then for now, we're going to start with a brand new fresh Ubuntu instance. And here we select the Ubuntu. And then here you select the nodes. Then I suggest you use a large node because we're adding more Python modules. Then here you select your key pair, and then if you have many key pairs, but depends on your project, you will set one of the key pair. Then you select your security group, and then your select whatever this. So you might have different security groups in our company or your projects. So based on your EC2 requirement, and that's about it. So here one more time. So you select Ubuntu empty, and then select a large node, and then here you already have your VPC. Okay, here your VPC, and then select your security group we just created. Yeah, if you want more storage, you can ask for more storage, but we don't need it. So click on the launch, then go to instances, select the instance, and select public DNS. Then, okay, so then you're going to log into machine SSH -i, then your PEM file. This is my PEM file. I'm going to use this one because this is a PEM file attached to my EC2 instance. Ubuntu at your EC2 public DNS, then enter yes. Okay, so from your laptop now you connected to EC2 instance. Now let's go to our documentation here. Okay, so we created a EC2 instance with EC2 instance attached to our PEM file, then created a security group, attached it, and then we complete the EC2 instance create. Okay, then we are using your PEM file, we log into your EC2 instance. That's what we did. Then every time when you create a brand new EC2 instance, right, is recommended date. So what is that is it updates the OS. Make sure that it has a latest security files, whatever required. So it is always recommended run a sudo update. So here apt-get update. Sorry. Then what we're going to do is we're going to create some directories here. Okay. So, just recipe directory and warehouse directory. This is where we're going to use creating our iceberg tables. Then create your AWS credentials. So if you want to connect to S3, then you set up your AWS credentials here. Now let's go back to here. Then click on your account. Then click on secure credentials. Okay. And then when you click here, and I have more. So you create, then you will get a access ID and security ID, and then you put those values here. And then, so what you do is create a, okay, cd.aws, create file, copy these values. Here, mine is US East 2, and then put your access key and secure key. Okay, then export it. So every time you need to do it every time when you run your application. Just export that, or you can put it in a bash. Okay, so that's what the steps are here. Then what we need to do is we're going to create Python env. So let's do this one first. We're going to install. Okay, click yes. So always create a Python environment and then you configure. Otherwise, you cannot install everything on the general area. So it will create a lot of issues. Okay. So you can install various versions of your modules too. Okay. Then what we'll do is we're going to install env module here. Okay, then we're going to create a Python environment called Ambari. Okay, so if you see here, you will see that Ambari directory. Then we're going to activate that env. Now you see here, now we are in this environment. So in this, you can have Ambari 1, Ambari 2 different, because if you want to install different variations or versions of your documents. Then what we're going to do is, okay, we connect to Ambari. Yes, we did the activated Ambari. And then we're going to install modules. Okay, I'm going to delete here this. Okay, we don't need this. So I'm just installing Okay, so we need to install all these Python modules here, and yeah, okay, we don't need Jupyter Lab. Okay, so yeah, if you see it, it is installing here. This takes time, but when you are practicing first time, make sure you take a large machine, and also always use large machine and then practice it, and then kill the instance. Then again, rebuild the instance again. Rebuild the instance will not take this much time because we're going to create an image. Since we are installing first time, this takes time. Okay. And we're going to install more. Yeah, I'm installing Daft and Arrow, Pandas, Spark Magic. Okay. Then after that, what we're going to do is we're going to install Spark. Okay. So every time when you install Spark, make sure this version might be changing. Previously, I had 3.5.4. Now it is changed to 5. So always look for the version here. So we are using Spark 3.5. Spark 4 is coming, but we're gonna practice everything in 3.5 because Spark 4 compatible iceberg jars are not there yet. Okay. Okay, so if you look at here, we install DuckDB, Jupyter, DL Data Gen to generate the data, then PyIceberg and Jupyter, yes, Jupyter Notebook here, and then to import notebooks to another notebook, Pandas, Arrow. Yeah, DuckDB we're gonna practice, and PyIceberg we're gonna practice some of the modules. That's why we are installing it. Okay. Yeah, so here it's installing the PyIceberg. So once you complete the machine, then we're gonna configure Jupyter Notebook, and then once that testing is done, what we're gonna do is we're gonna create an image. Image is basically you're copying the entire software into a file, and then every time when you build a new machine, we just attach that file to that new machine. Then it has every software available, including OS. So that's how images. So let's say if you buy 100 computers and then you want to install the same software in all laptops or all computers, then you can't install one every time for every software in every computer, right? It's difficult. So what they do is they configure one laptop or machine and then take the image, they call ghost image or image, and then they attach then copy that image into each machine, and so they can clone it. It's cafe software cloning. Okay, so now this is done. Then we're going to install Spark. Okay, wget. Okay, so it's downloading the Spark jar. Then after that, we're going to untar it. Okay. So if you look at here, we are using a Spark with Hadoop 3. So it has all the Hadoop libraries. We need that one. Don't install just plain Spark. Okay. It's taking time. So in our book, yeah, just keep watching every step here. Okay. Okay, so we're going to untar it. Then after that, we're going to rename the directory into Spark directory. Okay. Then we're going to copy, then cd to, okay. Then we're going to install iceberg jars here, and also Hive runtime jar. Okay. Okay. So that's it. Then for practice, I suggest you download this New York yellow taxi trip data, and then download it into your download directory, the CSV file. Then you can, instead of SSH, you're gonna do SCP-R of course your PEM file, and then location of your file. I mean, that's the source. Then where you want to copy. So you can do that. Okay. So then we are Spark done. Then what we need to do is we need to do some setup for your Jupyter notebook. So what you copy Jupyter notebook password. Okay. And it's going to ask a password. I'm going to a password, simple password, Ambari. And then it's asking for verify the password, Ambari. Okay. So that password is stored here. The next step is then run this command. Okay. So then he's going to create this file. Okay. So vi this file. Okay. Okay. So vi, no, sorry, not that file. Okay. So here we're not using that file. We are using .jupyter file. Okay. Actually, okay. I'm going to remove that file first. It has too much stuff. Okay. Okay. So just all we need is this entry here. We don't need more than that. Okay. So create this file, right? And then just copy this file. That's about it. And okay. So now what we need to do is we're going to start. Okay. Jupyter notebook. Okay, so Jupyter notebook started, and I'm going to add that one entry here. Okay. Okay. Now copy this line here. Open your browser, and then go back to your EC2 instance. Select your EC2 instance and copy your public DNS and go to here and change this value here. Okay. Then you're going to ask the password, Ambari, login, and never, don't say anything. Now you will see the directories in your EC2 instance. Okay. So click on the recipes, and then create a new Python file, and then it's create, then okay, 1_108 class practice. Okay. And rename, then you can start testing. Okay. So this now from your laptop browser, you are able to connect to a Jupyter running on your EC2 instance. So now let's go back to, so here the Jupyter running here, but they are connected from your laptop. How are you connected? Using public DNS. Okay. So this public DNS is open from your laptop. And then if you look at here, okay, it is using 8888, which is already we opened this port. If you don't open this port, then you can't open this browser. Okay. So then later we can practice, how to create iceberg tables and all that stuff. Okay. In the upcoming recipes. Okay. So that's about it. That's how you created. The next thing is, okay, now we have this machine is fully baked. Everything good to go. Now, but I want to kill this machine because, I don't want to practice now. I want to practice tomorrow or sometime later, but I don't want to pay money, even though it's free, but, after a certain time, then they will start asking money, right? So what are you going to, then when I shut down, then all the software built on it is gone. Then I want to build another machine, then I have to start again every day. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this machine, we're going to create the software image, okay? So actions, okay? Click on image and template, then create image, then you give some image name called Ambari 108, then you give a date here. So the date paying is 03/19/2025. Okay. And then, description, you don't have to give that. Then after that, then just create image. So now it is creating the images. Let's go to images. Okay. So now if you look at here, it is creating that image. Okay. And it isn't pending. And then it takes some time because it has to copy all the files and then create that image. So now going forward, you want to create a new machine, new EC2 instance practice. Once the image is available, so if you look at here, I created this image and then select on it, then launch instance. Okay. Now if you look at here, it's coming from your image. The existing image is already taken. And then, of course, you have to select the size of the machine. And then you give your PEM file. Then select your security group. Okay. And that's it. And then launch the machine. Okay. So click instances. Okay. Refresh. Okay. So now let's look at this new machine. Copy this value here. Then log into your, okay. So I'm going to log into that new machine. So this machine is created based on existing image. So we created an image, then we are launching instance using that image. Okay, it's launching that image, wait for it. Okay, I'm going to close this guy, and I'm going to close this guy here. Okay, so let's see, it's still, okay, still initializing. Look at the AMI state. Yeah, it's still running. It's still building it. Yeah, now if you look at here, okay, I'm connecting. Okay, give us. Do ls-l. Now look at it has all the software. So we have an existing image which we built based on all the steps we went through. Then I created a new instance, EC2 instance, attached that image. Now we have a fully baked instance ready. Now let's run the Jupyter notebook. I don't remember the password for this one, so that's fine. So when you run the Jupyter notebook here, okay, and then it will open. Okay, let's open the Jupyter notebook. Okay, so now let's take this value here. Okay, go to browser. Then, okay, this is where is my instances here? Okay, so let's take this instance, then take this private IP and public DNS. Open it. Okay, not this guy actually. He's going to ask the password, And then, I don't think I have. Yeah, so I forgot my old password. But the password for us is embody. Then you log in. So that's why if you create a AMI images, these images are there for you. And every time when you, let's say you created an instance. Right now we create this instance, right? Here, this instance. Now if I update some software or something, then I recreate the image, right? Then another version. That's why I put a date here. So launch your instances using image. So first build your image, and you may ask, okay, why can't I share this image to you all? I mean, there are thousands of students. I can't share it to everyone. I can put it in marketplace, but I want you guys have a practice how to create an instance, how to create an image, and how to add new features. Then every time when you add new features to an existing instance, then create an image, and then every time then you want to launch instance, select your image and launch instance this way. Then you can keep versions of it if you want to. So this is the advantage of AWS AMI, and also you can share this image to your friends if you want to, right? And let's say you can edit permissions and you can share this image. Let's say your friend urgently want, hey, I'm not going to, I know already I have experience, share your image. You can share this image to your friend, and then you can start practicing it. Okay, so then after that, you're going to create a S3 bucket. So go to here, click on your S3, and then you create your bucket here, and also just give the name for that. Remember that the S3 buckets are universally unique within AWS, right? So you cannot create the bucket which is I have a name already. So you cannot create Ambari AI. You can create Ambari AI Satya or Ambari Cloud Satya AI, some unique name. These buckets where it is a disk, and then after that, and underneath the bucket, you will have folders, then folders, subfolders, and all that stuff. So think about bucket as a disk. You are renting a disk from the AWS. And you don't pay anything until you start putting some data. But the data we're going to put in our practice is tiny. They don't charge much. So this is how you need to start configure first step. So as of now, what we did is we did a VPC. Then we created EC2 instance. Then we created a S3 bucket, and then we created fully baked EC2 instance. When we created AMI, from AMI we created EC2 instance, and then our Jupyter notebook ready to go. So this is once you have this, and for example, if you have a Mac, you don't have to do this, but depends on your situation. But I practice this one. One of the reason I'm insisting on practicing, because you will be learning some cloud, AWS, and then DevOps. Okay, how to create EC2 instance and how to log in from your laptop. Then create a Python env, and then enter all your modules and all the stuff. So this is additional practice we'll be doing here. Then next we will start diving into catalogs. Once the catalogs done, we will get into Hive. That's what we're going to practice. Okay. Yeah, almost we have 170 plus recipes. So a lot of work to do. Keep working on it. Thank you.